Imagine that you decide to take a walk on your favorite walk, a pond in the woods. As you approach the pond, you notice some commotion, some splashing and screaming in the middle of the pond. As you get closer, you see that it's a small child, maybe 1 or 2 years old. You quickly look around into the woods, around the perimeter of the pond. You see no one around that could help. You have no idea what's going on or how this child got there. You know that the pond is shallow and that you could walk in easily and pull the child to shore. However, this thought occurs to you. You realize that you just bought some new shoes for hiking. These shoes cost you about $100, and you know that if you walked into the pond, you would destroy your shoes. Most people would think that this kind of rationale for not saving the child was pretty weak. Most people would think if you didn't save the child, you would be doing something reprehensible. And the idea that you shouldn't sacrifice something relatively insignificant on balance compared to the child's life just doesn't seem right. And yet, most of us stand in just this relationship to many, many problems in the world. For a very small sacrifice, we could bring about a very large gain, and yet we don't do it. In order to produce milk, dairy cows need to give birth to a calf once a year. Since bull calves are not needed on dairy farms, around 50% of the calves born on dairy farms each year are slaughtered for the veal market. Thus it seems that every time you consume something made from milk, you are in fact contributing to the production of veal. Hello? Yes, it is.
We as an Humane Society of the U.S., we employed a undercover investigator in mainly the months of August and September of 2009 in response to some complaints that we had received from the facility, some of which from former USDA inspectors who had raised concerns about what was going on there. And employed a person to work there for about 6 weeks, filmed some pretty graphic video of what was taking place, animals being kicked, pulled, prodded with electrical prods, stunned. You're supposed to stun an animal, render them unconscious before you slaughter them. Being done in group settings where they were not clearly, all evidence was that they were not either rendered unconscious or that they were likely, by the time they were slaughtered, not still unconscious state. One animal video being attempt to being skinned while he was still alive, and joking, the employee of the facility joking to the USDA inspector that that they shouldn't be seeing this because they could shut them down for this. Just a lot of casual banter between the USDA inspector who was on site and the employees of the slaughter facility, including one of the co-owners who was seen participating in the abuse. That video was provided to the USDA and the State Agriculture Agency, as well as being released publicly. One of the things that we do is we think it's important for the public to see what takes place here. One, because it helps inform their decisions that they make about what products they buy, how they engage in commercial transactions that involve animals and animal products. And two, it's because these type of clear visual evidence of laws being broken and policies not being followed is what spurs change, and what will get lawmakers and policymakers to change. So the case itself ended up was prosecuted. The co-owner pled no contest, I believe, to a misdemeanor animal cruelty charge, and agreed to some community service and time. One of the employees that was seen doing, I would say, some of the more graphic abuse was convicted, aggravated cruelty charge. Neither of them, I believe, served any jail time, but they were both prohibited, in addition to some other penalties, from being involved in animal livestock husbandry operations into the future. The facility itself was shut down for about 5 months, but then two of the other owners, who our organization felt, quite frankly, should have known and probably did know of what was taking place there, and so it was unfortunate. But they were allowed to reopen the facility under another name.
The outlook for milk prices is not good this year. When it came time to mail farmers their milk checks this month, contained a list of suicide and mental health hotlines. Global oversupply of milk and lower prices overseas press milk prices further down below farmers' break-even point. Farmers have a much higher suicide rate than other occupations.
This raises the question, should we drink milk or not? Let's imagine we're driving down some train tracks and there's a junction up ahead. We can go to the right or we can go to the left. We have to decide which way the train will go. To the left are 70 bull calves. You know if you go that way, they're all going to die. To the right is a farmer. You know if you go that way, the farmer will die. Is it okay to take out the farmer to save the bull calves? Should we take out the farmer to save the bull calves? Maybe we increase the number of bull calves, and we ask ourselves that same question. What if there are 300 bull calves, or maybe 500? Is there a point at which we are obligated to take out the farmer to save the lives of the bull calves? Let's switch the example slightly and imagine on the right side is the farmer. He's fallen on the tracks and his foot is stuck. If the train goes to the right, it will take off his, let's say, his foot, amputating it at the ankle. And on the left are 400 bull calves. If the train goes to the left, it will take out all 400 of these calves. Is it okay to sacrifice the farmer's foot to save the lives of the 400 bull calves?